everybody. Good morning. This is Cassie from Desert Sun Yoga with Emily, who teaches aerial Pilates here. So we're coming at you for just a little morning wake me up yoga class. If you just got up, maybe from sleeping or a nap, or you just kind of want to get energized, this is a great class. If it is morning, then a great place to start actually is lying on your back. So go ahead, plant your feet onto the floor, grab onto the backs of your thighs, lower all the way down onto the floor or your mat. Now if your low back feels cranky, you can keep your feet planted on the floor, knees point up to the ceiling. If you're feeling a little bit looser, maybe extend your legs out long for Shavasana. See if you can relax your shoulders down your back. Find just a tiny little tuck of your chin so the back of your neck is neutral on the floor. Go ahead and bring your hands onto your belly. See if you can begin to breathe in and out through just your nose. Notice the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe in and out. Allow your belly to balloon open as you breathe in. Relax back to the center as you breathe out. Now bring your hands up onto your ribs so that your fingertips just barely meet in the center. Good, and see if you can still notice your belly rise as you inhale, fall as you exhale. And try to control your breath a little bit more so you feel your belly balloon open as you inhale. After your belly starts to balloon, you feel your rib cage flare out to the sides, separating your fingertips. As you exhale, your ribs come back to the midline, and then your belly falls back to center. Inhale, belly balloons, ribs flare. Exhale, ribs to center, belly falls. Now bring your hands up onto your chest with your fingertips on your collarbones. Still notice as you inhale, belly rises, ribs flare. Exhale, ribs together, belly falls. Try to add on, inhale, belly rises, ribs flare, chest uplifts, and you feel your fingertips come closer to your face. Exhale, chest relaxes, ribs come to center, belly falls. So 3-part breath. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Try to keep going just like that. Eventually, you can release your hands off of your chest, bring them down along the sides of your body, and still notice the change in the shape of your body as you breathe in and out. And if you can, stay as thoughtful with your breath throughout our entire class today as you are with it right now. Without using your hands, begin to hug your knees in towards your chest. Excellent. And then just really gently rock yourself side to side. Really try to press your low back against the mat. Give yourself a nice little massage. And start to pause in the center. And again, don't use your hands here. Try to hug your belly button down to your spine. Keep your low back pressed against the mat. Keep your knees bent. And take circles with your legs going in the opposite direction of one another. Good, just start to loosen up through your hips, your sacrum. Create some space in your body. And take your circles in the other direction. Perfect. Eventually you'll pause in the center. Stretch your legs up to the sky. Stretch your arms up to the sky. Take circles with your wrists and ankles. Loosen up some of your smaller joints. Nice. Take your circles. Ooh, I heard that. Take your circles in the other direction. Perfect. Pause in the center. Give yourself a big inhale. Really stretch everything up to the ceiling. As you exhale, bend your knees, heels to your butt. Bend your elbows, fingertips by your ears. Inhale, stretch everything back up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Go for 3 more. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more. Perfect. Inhale, reach everything up. Pause for a breath. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Roll all the way over onto the right side of your body. Use your left hand to push down against your mat or the floor and lift yourself all the way up to a seat. Face forward. Good. Sit up nice and tall. And then notice whichever leg you just naturally have crossed on top. Go ahead and try to cross the other leg on top. It'll be a little bit uncomfortable. That's okay. Sit up nice and tall. And notice the tendency to lean forwards a little bit. That might make you feel a little bit more steady, but it puts a lot of pressure on your hips and your low back. So see if you can lean back just a little bit until it really feels like your spine is fully stacked. Good. Shoulders relax. Close your eyes. And really gently tuck your chin to your chest. Roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Come back down to center. Take it over to the left. Down to center. To the right. Down to center. To the left. Down to center to the right. This time take a full circle. Lift your face all the way to the sky. Around until your chin is at your chest. Take 1 more circle in that direction. Good. Pause with your chin at your chest. And take 2 gentle circles in the opposite direction. Pause in the center. Lift your head back to neutral. You can keep your eyes closed here. Bring your right hand onto your left shoulder, left hand onto your right shoulder. Sit nice and tall. Give yourself a lengthening inhale. And as you exhale, really gently start to twist to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. So you might not be getting very far. That's okay. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. 1 more time. So you're really using your core to make this happen instead of your hands, which is really good. Inhale, center. This time I want you to twist to the right 1 more time and pause there. Really lengthen, hug your ribs in, and then for a little bit of stability, you can release your hands, right hand down behind you onto the floor, left hand in front of you or on one of your knees. Try not to use your hands to deepen the twist here. They're just a little kickstand for you. Take one more breath. And slowly unwind, come back to center. Again, right hand onto your left hand onto your right. Take an inhale, sit taller. As you exhale, twist to the left, using the strength of your core to twist. And then you can release your hands so that they can act like just a little bit of a kickstand for you. Shoulders relaxed, tiny little tuck of your chin. Super sexy double chin effect. You guys know I love you. I'm making these videos and it's double chin city up in here. On the internet forever. Take one more breath. Slowly unwind, come back to face forward, and kind of shake it out a little bit here. Good. Pause in the center. Let your arms open out nice and wide. Palms face forward. You kiss your shoulder blades together. Puff your chest forward. Maybe even lift your face. Take a great big inhale. As you exhale, reach your fingertips forward, around your spine, tuck your chin. Good. Inhale, open your arms out wide, open through your chest. Exhale, reach forward, around your spine, tuck your chin. Try that about 3 more times. Inhale to open, big hug for the world. And then exhale, round it in, tuck your chin, a little hug for yourself. 2 more. Perfect. Sit up nice and tall. If you close your eyes, let them start to flicker open. Start to plant your hands onto the floor in front of you. You can make this feel pretty sexy as you roll on forward onto your knees, uncross your legs, and then crawl yourself back if you're on your mat. If you're somewhere else, then just adjust yourself so you're in a nice, stable tabletop position. Push yourself away from the floor. Hug your belly button to your spine. Keep the back of your spine back of your head in line with your spine here. Take your left leg, extend it out behind you as far as you can go, but let your toes be on the floor. Hug your belly button in. Really root down through your left hand. Take your right hand, reach it forward out in front of you so your fingertips barely touch the floor. Now this is going to be hard because you won't lift as much as you want to. You want to stop before you collapse into your low back or your rib cage. Take a full breath. Inhale, lift your hand and leg up. Then exhale, really controlled and slow, tap it back down. Inhale, controlled, lift up. Exhale, controlled, tap it back down. Do that 3 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, tap it down. So it's not a big move, but if you're doing it with control, you should feel your belly start to really heat up. Good. Last time. Inhale, lift, pause here. Take a full breath. Let your hand and knee come back down onto the floor, and maybe take a moment to kind of shake out your hips. You can roll through a cat-cow. You're at home, so you could literally do anything that you want. Maybe, I don't actually know about your house, but push yourself away from the floor. Let's try the other side. Now notice whenever you're on your hands, if the mounds underneath your pointer fingers try to lift off the floor. We really don't want that because that's going to put a lot of pressure on your wrists and pinkies. So instead, see if you can really push into the mounds underneath your pointer fingers. Stretch your right leg out behind you as far as it can go. Toes barely tap the floor. Hug your belly button to your spine. Left hand reaches out in front of you. Shoulders down. Good. So a lot of control. Take a big breath. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, slow, tap it back down. Inhale, lift. Slow, exhale, tap it down. About 3 more. And again, the key is to know when to stop. Perfect, Emily, you look really good. Give it 1 more. Inhale, lift up, shoulders relax. Pause for a full round of breath. Good, let for a moment, flip your fingertips to face towards your knees, palms face down onto the floor. Good. Notice here how much you want to collapse and let it be real easy. You want to hug it all in. Good. Belly button to spine. Keep the back of your head in line with your spine. Take one more breath. Super gently start to flip your palms face down onto your mat again or the floor. Sink your hips to your heels and slide yourself back so you're sitting on your heels. Try to keep your knees together. Flat hands and gently just flick side to side. Good. Take some gentle circles. Other direction. Good. Pause. Stretch your right fingertips out to the side with your shoulder relaxed. Your finger might barely touch the floor. If you are not okay with that, you can grab a prop so that there's something there for you. Reach your left arm up to the ceiling with your left shoulder down. Take a lengthening inhale. And as you exhale, just super gently arch to the right. See if you can push away from your right hand and keep your left hip down. Shoulders relax. Notice if you're trying to fold and see if you can keep your left shoulder stacked in line with your right. So good. Take one more breath. Use your core strength to peel yourself up and let your left fingertips come out to the floor. Right arm reaches up to the ceiling. Right shoulder rolls down. Give yourself a lengthening inhale. Exhale, gently side stretch to the left. Push away from your left hand and try to keep your right hip down. Shoulders relax. So you're getting a nice right side body stretch. Take one more breath. Use your core strength to peel yourself all the rest of the way up. And if you want to take some little wiggles, wiggle it out. Good. Down dog. Bring your hands by your shoulders. Extend your arms out in front of you so they're shoulder distance apart. Plant your hands down onto the floor. Start to tuck your toes. Lift your hips up to the sky. Melt your chest back into down dog. You can keep a deep bend in the knees, especially if it is really early. Your hamstrings really aren't very warm. So shoulders are broad. Think about externally rotating your shoulders. See, Emily here has got so much space in her neck. It's perfect. Good. Give yourself just another deep breath here. As you inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet. Look forward at your hands. Exhale, bend your knees and step your feet forward to your hands. Hands to your shins as you inhale, lengthen your spine, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, relax your head. Good, heel toe your feet to a little bit wider than your hips, maybe at the edges of your mat. Knees bend a lot, let your head hang heavy. You can reach for opposite elbows and just, oh yeah, let yourself sway side to side. Get a little bit of a release through your lower back. Your head is really heavy. Take one more breath here. Pause back in the center. Release the grip of your elbows if you have them and heel toe your feet back to about hip distance apart. You can usually measure that yogi distance, hip distance apart by bringing two fists in between your hands, in between your feet to get ankles, knees, and hips all centered up with one another. Hands to your shins. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, relax your head. Inhale, stand tall, sweep your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Perfect. Bring your hands onto your hips for me. We're gonna throw ourselves off balance here a little bit to try to create a really strong mountain. So I want you to roll onto the balls of your feet and then roll backwards onto your heels. And you might fall a little bit, that's okay, but eventually you'll start to feel like you've got a nice groove. And at that to stop yourself when you feel like you're nice and even. You've got even weight between your feet and throughout each foot. Keep just an invisible bend in your knees, a little softness, a little buoyancy. So whenever I say that, people bend a lot, but I don't really want this. You're long, but buoyant. Bring one hand onto the front of your pelvis, the other hand onto the back of your pelvis, and move like Elvis, forward and back, forward and back. Again, trying to throw yourself off balance a little bit so that you can finally find the spot where you don't feel like you're pushing more into one hand or the other. You've got belly button to spine, a little bit of core engagement, and you feel really neutral. Let your arms come down along the sides of your body. Relax your shoulders back. Reach the crown of your head up to the ceiling. Slightly pull your head back in line with your spine. And maybe even close your eyes here. You want a really tall mountain. So every time you inhale, your lungs fill, you feel yourself growing taller, lighter. We are soft mountains as well. So as you exhale, you relax, you release, and find all of the places in your body where you don't have to work so hard. Your face is usually the first one. Face, hands. With your next inhale, sweep your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Your knees are soft on the way down. Find a length in your spine. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold, relax your head. Inhale, stand tall, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center. One more time like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Find length in your spine. Inhale, half lift. Fold, relax, exhale. Inhale, stand tall, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let's go a little bit further. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold it down. Find length in your spine. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands down onto the floor as you exhale. Step your feet back into high plank. Pause here. Shoulders away from your ears. Turn your elbows to face towards your feet. And take a big old inhale. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders up to a baby cobra. Press into your hands as you exhale. Bring your hips to your heels. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up to the sky. Melt your chest back into downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Now, as I take that movement from child's pose to down dog, I slide my hands back a little bit. If you didn't, it might feel like your down dog is really wide from hands to feet, and maybe you decide to walk your hands back or your feet forward a little bit. Nice, you can always adjust. This is your practice. You do what feels really comfortable for you here, as long as you feel stable and strong. Take another breath. As you inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet, look forward at your hands. Exhale, bend your knees and step your feet forward to your hands. Find a length in your spine. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, relax your head. Good. Inhale, stand tall, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Let's do it one more time like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Find length in your spine. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands down onto the floor as you exhale. Step back to high plank. Shoulders away from your ears. Find length in your spine. Take a big inhale. Exhale, chaturanga style all the way to your belly. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders up to baby cobra. Press into your hands as you exhale. Bring your hips to your heels. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up to the sky, melt back into downward facing dog. Good. This time we're gonna work a little bit up towards a balance eventually, but I want you to start really and lift your right heel up to the ceiling. Good, now I want your hips to stay square here like Emily's are. You might notice that you want to open your hip up. Keep it squared so your toes point straight down to the floor, and your shoulders are nice and even here. A lot of times people will open their hip and buckle into their left shoulder. I want you to stay nice and squared. Good, take one more breath here. And then point your toes, reach your leg as high up to the ceiling as you want. Exhale, foot comes back down onto your mat. We'll go to the other side. When you're ready with an inhale, you lift your left heel straight up to the ceiling. Hips stay squared, shoulders stay squared. Press into the mounds right underneath your pointer fingers. Good. Full breath. And then inhale, reach your toes up as high as we're going to go. Exhale, your foot comes back down onto the mat. Perfect job. Take an inhale, lift to the balls of your feet, look forward at your hands. Exhale, bend your knees, step your feet forward to your hands. Find length in your spine. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, relax. A little different. As you inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, sweep your arms overhead for a tall chair pose. Flip your pinkies to face each other so that you help broaden through your shoulder blades. But if your arms are squished up, see if it feels a bit more open to let your arms come down. Belly button to spine so you're not throwing your butt behind you. You should be able to see your toes when you look down. If not, you're probably leaning pretty far forward into your ankles and you want to go backwards a little bit. Sink a little lower. Yeah, a little lower. That's the way. Take a breath. Inhale, stand up, hands to heart center. Good. Take a full breath here. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Find length in your spine. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands onto the floor as you exhale. Lift your left foot up. Step it all the way towards the back of your mat. It's okay. Let your back knee come down onto the floor. Untuck your toes. Square your hips. Pull your right hip back into its socket. Push your left hip forward. It might be invisible to my eye if I was there in your living room, but you should be able to feel it in your core when you do that. Press down into the top of your left foot and peel your torso up, hands onto your right thigh. Notice always your low back here if it feels like you're collapsing into it, and maybe you adjust by bringing your hips back a little bit, stack more above your knee. Good, shoulders relaxed, take a full breath. Sweep your arms up to the ceiling, flip your palms to face each other. Shoulders relax, again, just like in your chair pose, you don't want to be sky high and scrunched up. Maybe you have to reach your arms a little bit more forward, and that's okay. You're going to take a big inhale. As you exhale, sweep your right arm down, reach it all the way behind you, left arm reaches forward, and you twist towards your right leg. Try to keep squaring your hips, right hip forward, or right hip backwards, left hip forwards. Nice, shoulders are down, and you give yourself one full breath. Slowly unwind, sweep your right arm down, forward, both arms reach up to the ceiling, big inhale. Exhale, hands come down onto the mat, frame your foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up. We're gonna come all the way into three-legged dog here again. So sweep your right leg all the way behind you, up to the ceiling, with your toes flexed down to the floor, shoulders are squared. Good. Now really firm down through your right hand, and I want you to pretend like there's a cupcake underneath your left hand. So tent up onto your left fingertips. Good. Shoulders down, gaze right underneath your nose, and see if you can slide your left fingertips underneath your left shoulder, still tented up. Good, full breath here. Plant your left hand back out in front of you, and let your right foot come back down onto the floor. As you inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet, look forward at your hands. Exhale, bend your knees, step your feet forward to your hands. Find length in your spine. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, relax your head. Tall chair as you inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, sweep your arms up. Adjust. Make sure that you've got a nice, strong, stable chair. Just wherever you land doesn't mean that you have to stay there. Broad shoulders, strong belly. You can see your toes. And then you sink a little deeper. Take a full breath. Hands to heart center as you stand up. Good. Take a full breath here. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward, fold it down. Find length in your spine. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands onto the floor. Lift your right leg up. Step it all the way towards the back of your mat. Let your back knee come to the floor. Untuck your toes. Find your square. Left hip back, right hip forward. Press into the top of your right foot so that you're not just collapsed down onto your kneecap. Hands come up onto your left thigh. Lift your torso. Check in with your low back space, belly button to spine. Maybe you've got to come backwards a little bit. So good. With your next inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky, flip your palms to face behind you, pinkies together. Big inhale. Exhale, sweep your left arm down, stretch it all the way behind you as you reach your right arm forward, twist towards your left leg. Keep squaring your hips. I know we're on the floor, but that doesn't mean this isn't effort. You should still be strong, stable. Feel your breath, hear your breath. Take one more breath. Slowly start to unwind, left arm down, forward, both hands to the ceiling, and then let your hands come down to the floor, frame your foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up. Three-legged dog, sweep your left leg behind you, up to the ceiling, toes flex down to the floor, square your hips. Shoulders are broad. Look down underneath your nose. Press firmly into your left hand. See if you can protect the cupcake on your right hand. Lift up onto your right fingertips. Nice. Find stability there. Fingertips underneath your right shoulder. Good. Keep your hips squared. That's good. Plant your right hand back out in front of you and let your left foot come down onto the mat again. Inhale, lift to the balls of your feet. Look at your hands. Exhale, bend your knees. Step your feet to your hands. Find length in your spine. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, relax your head. Tall chair, bend your knees, sink your hips, sweep your arms overhead. You guys know the chair, belly button to spine. As you sink down, make sure you can see your little toes. Take a full breath as you sink a little deeper. And stand all the way up. Good. Full breath. Last little sequence here for the morning. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward, fold it down. Find length in your spine. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands down onto the mat as you exhale. Step back in a high plank. Shoulders away from your ears. Give yourself a big inhale. Chaturanga dip as you exhale, halfway down. Untuck your toes as you inhale. Press into your hands. Lift to up dog. Lift through your hips as you exhale. Melt it back to down dog. Nice. Let's take that balance one step further. Keep your right hip squared as you lift your right heel to the ceiling. Keep even weight in your hands. Shoulders are squared. Tent up onto your left fingers. Slide your left hand underneath your shoulder. Good. Now see If you can come up onto just your middle finger with your palm faced in towards your body. That's it. Now see if you can lift your left hand up to the sky with your palm faced in towards your hip. Ooh, ah. One more breath. And plant your left hand back out in front of you. Inhale, reach your right toes higher to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Good. Take your left foot, step it forward a little bit, and out to the left side, just enough that you can easily bring your left heel down onto the floor with your toes at an angle to the left-hand corner of your mat. Find the strength of your core and peel your torso up. Square your shoulders forward, and everything else will wrap forward as you do that. You want a nice strong core, straight line from the crown of your head to your back heel, so you're not collapsing into your low back. Arms will reach up to the ceiling. Nice. Take 2 big breaths here. Let's try to get to warrior 3. Keep your arms extended out in front of you. If you bring them to heart center, that's okay too. Hinge at your hips. Shift your weight forward onto your right foot. Lift your left heel up. Lift onto your left big toe. And then lift everything up. Toes flex down to the floor. Keep your hips squared. Breathe and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Hug your left knee into your chest as you pull yourself up to stand, hands at heart center. Step your left foot down onto the floor, give it a wiggle. Nice. Other side, and then we're ready for the day. Shoulders relaxed, take a breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Find length in your spine, inhale. Plant your hands onto the floor as you exhale, step it back, high plank. Shoulders away from your ears, big inhale to prep. Exhale, chaturanga dip halfway down. Untuck your toes, inhale, lift up dog. Lift your hips up to the sky, melt it back, down dog. Excellent. Let's try our balance again on this side. So left heel lifts to the ceiling, keep your hips squared. Tent up onto your right fingertips. Slide your right hand under your shoulder. Turn your right palm to face the midline of your body, come up onto just your middle finger. Lift your right hand up to the ceiling, palm faces in towards your hip. How's this side? Balance easier or harder? Harder! One more breath. Right hand comes back out in front of you. Lift your left toes even higher. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Nice job. Step your right foot forward and out to the right side just enough that your heel can be comfortably on the floor, toes at an angle to the upper right-hand corner of your mat. Find the strength of your core to peel yourself up. Square your torso forward so that everything follows. Straight line from your crown to your heel, invisible bend through your back knee. Good. Take one more deep breath here. Hands can come to heart, but see if they can stay stretched out in front of you. Hinge forward at your hips and shift all of your weight to your left foot. Can you lift your right heel up? Can you lift your right big toe? Can it come off the floor? Warrior 3, belly button to spine. Breathe and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Stand on up, foot to floor. Whew, nicely done. We're gonna make our way back down onto the floor here. I'm gonna bring my feet together. You can keep yours hip distance apart, whatever you choose as we lower all the way to boat. Inhale, arms reach up. Sink your hips down the chair as you exhale, and as slow as you can, like a snail, come all the way to your butt. Then lift your legs up, arms stay up, high boat, shoulders relax. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Low boat. Stretch your legs out to hover above the floor. Arms forward. Belly button to spine. Hollow body. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Stretch your arms overhead. Nicely done. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shin to help squeeze your leg in just a little bit closer to you. Good. Tiny little tuck of your chin. Bring your right leg out towards the side of your body and try to bring your knee a little closer to your armpit. Don't be aggressive about it, just a little encouragement. One more breath here. Bring your right leg back to the midline of your body. Stack your right knee directly above your right hip, 90-degree angle of your leg. Drape your leg across your body towards the left. Roll all the way to your left side. Tuck your left hip a little bit further underneath you, and then either let your right hand come to your hip or extend it all the way out to the side for a twist. One more breath. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Hug your left knee in towards your chest as you roll all the way over onto your back again. You might need to adjust your hips so you feel a little bit more centered on your space again. Extend your right leg out onto the floor as you wrap your arms around your left leg to help hug it in a little closer because you love your left leg so much. Bring your left knee out towards the side of your body and try to get your knee a little closer into your armpit without being aggressive about it. Just gonna go and check and make sure we're still recording. Good, we are. When you have a film crap out on you once, then you're paranoid. It's like getting towed. Anyway, bring your leg back towards the midline of your body. Stack your left knee directly above your hip, and then start to drape your left leg all the way over to the right. Roll onto your right side. Tuck your right hip a little further underneath you so your hips are really stacked. Left hand can come to your left hip, or you can extend it out wide. Beautiful. Take one more breath here. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. As you roll onto your back, hug your right knee in towards your chest as well. Adjust your hips as they need to. And then extend your legs long onto the floor. Arms open out wherever they want to go. And you can either stay in Shavasana or take any other shapes that your body's craving that we didn't get to in this class today. Just please make sure that you're being safe and mindful with yourself. And whenever you're ready, with no rush to get there, you'll hug your knees in towards your chest. Gently roll over to your favorite side in the fetal position. Use a free hand to push down against the floor. Lift yourself all the way up to a seat. Let your eyes close and give yourself a deep inhale. Let it go. Inhale. Release. Allow your palms to come together. Thumbs press against the center of your chest. Take a small bow. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for joining our virtual morning yoga class. I hope you have a great day. Namaste.
Namaste.
And big thank you to our model Emily for showing us how it's done.